Start with who you are, where you're from, all that good stuff.
All right, I'm Cole Wilkie. I'm from Moncton, New Brunswick. I guess this is my 07K Mark IV. All right, so it used to be, or it is a 2003 Mark IV Jetta. It used to have the ALH TDI in it. I had a lot of fun in it, got great mileage. I wanted a little bit more power like everyone does having a TDI. Obviously, you do injectors, you do a tune. I got a really spicy tune. I had a lot of fun in Halifax. I blew it up there. Or I blew the turbo there. We swapped the turbo in like a gas station parking lot. They didn't like that. That was bad, yeah. I'm not welcome back there. We'll end it there. Yeah, so I got it back. I drove a little bit more. It made some funny noises. Wasn't really giving all the power that it used to. It's like, okay, you know, it might be on its way out. And then I let my brother take it to prom, and he blew the turbo again and didn't shut it off in time. It ran away. Everything else kind of like, yeah, it was like, there was things where like he called me in a panic. He's like, dude, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, well, like you can push like the EGR valve and like stuff like this. I'm like, there's like, you can shut it off. And he's like, oh, it shut itself off. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I'll be there in like 15 minutes to come check it out, I guess. I'm like, no. Yeah, so I showed up. I'd already kind of been planning to 2.5 swap it a little bit. My friend Josh French, who's just there in the red one, he did it like a year before I did. Seemed like a lot of fun, makes all the cool noises, super reliable. They're everywhere. It's just like, it seems like a perfect candidate pretty much. So going from the diesel to the gas was a little interesting. It was like the most work I'd ever done in the car before was like pulling a transmission and doing a clutch. So this was like a giant step to like tearing the whole chassis down, swapping out the whole fuel system, all that stuff, figuring out how to do all that. Yeah.
You did all the work yourself?
Yep, all in my garage.
And
so
how long did that take?
Just under 3 weeks, I think.
Wow.
So yeah, it was, well, I mean, I blew it up just after the YFC car show. And then, or he blew it up, it doesn't matter, semantics. It did that, and then MVOC was like a month away. I'm like, all right, that's a perfect goal. I'll try to make it there. It's not really realistic, but you know, might give me a little bump that I need to get it done. Yep. So I aimed for that, and then I actually had it done for Complex Union's roll call, which was like a week before, which I was stoked about. I got it done like the day before, test drove it for like 20 minutes, and then went, all right, let's drive to St. John's. So it was an hour and a half there. We had a few issues, some power steering stuff flew up, and everything else, but overall it did great. And then, so it's my daily. I've driven it through 3-4 winters now. I've driven it through 2 winters, or 1 winter with the 07K, and then 2 winters bagged and everything else. So
that's awesome.
It's been great. I drive it everywhere, like everywhere. I've done probably 20,000 kilometers on the swap now, so
wow, that's awesome.
It's been super reliable.
And I mean,
I beat on it.
That's good, man.
Oh yeah, so it has kind of like normal Mark IV stuff. It's got R32 front control arms. It's on Raceland bags that have been like modified so they go to the proper height because they sit a little high when you air out sometimes. It's on SSR MS1R Professors or something like that. I don't know. Crazy Japanese wheels pretty much. Top hats are slightly modified to give a little bit more adjustment. I don't know, it's hard to like pinpoint everything that it has done because there's a lot that I'm gonna forget. It's got like drop plates in the back. The beams have been modified so I could shift it back a little bit, and then I had to modify the bag so it didn't rub on stuff. And there's like a lot of time and work that's gone into this car. So I don't really like thinking about how much time and money and all that's gone into the car because I'm like, oh no, what am I doing? It's a 20-year-old Volkswagen.
Nobody.
It's definitely got to be the swap. It's a lot of fun. Going from like a diesel where red line's like 4,000 RPM and it's slow to something that screams at 7,500 RPM is the best thing in the world. It's so much fun. Currently, I like driving the car so much that I've really been honestly contemplating going to like a coilover setup and making it more of like an actual driver's car. But I really like, it's hard to like, I don't know, if I was gonna change one thing, it'd be like, oh, I'd add a turbo or like whatever like that, but it would probably be swapping to like quality suspension, like actual like KW V3s or something like that, and making it sit proper, different wheels, lighter, taking the roof stuff off, adding like a little wing and making it more like aggressive feeling.
Yep.
but that's a lot of work, and I like how it sits now, and it's a cool car, and I have another car if I want to like race around in and stuff. So, oh god, I guess forever pretty much. My dad used to have like a 69, 68 Beetle, I think, and that was great. We had that growing up, so like on a rare occasion he'd pick us up from school in it and drive us home, which was really cool. It's like the highlight of that. He also had like some A86s and stuff like that. So like I've always been into cars kind of. And then I got my license, and we had this as our family car for like 10 years. And then I started driving it more, and he kind of just was like, you know what, you can have it pretty much. Like it's your car, take it. So that was really cool. So it's cool to like think back of all the memories I have in this, and then how much work I've also done to it on top of it. So
That's cool.
it's really nice. This will be my second year or third year, I think. Or second year in the rally, third year being at the show.
Awesome.
At least third year being here without a car, I guess, because the first year I didn't. Well, I'd really like to boost it. I'm not sure what really the way I'd go about it is, like smaller turbo, less lag, or how I'd want to do that. But they make really cool noises and great power stock bottom end. So like you can throw like even 12 PSI and make like mid 300 horsepower, and it's perfect. I wouldn't want any more than that in this chassis. That's tons. Yeah. And then like stuff like a 6-speed swap, at least for this car, like stuff just make it drive that much better, because right now it's got the 2-liter trans, so like on the freeway, it's like 4,000 RPM at 120, and I'm like, oh, because the fuel mileage is just terrible, because it's got kind of an aggressive tune and everything else, so like you put your foot down, makes all the cool noises, but your fuel gauge is just going like this, and I'm like, oh no, that's not good.
Especially for a daily driver.
Oh yeah, exactly, especially going from the TDI too.
Yeah.
It's like getting 1,200 kilometers per tank to getting like 450 if I'm lucky. So I've been really into like the RS3s with the Daza's engine, like same engine as this. They just seem great as like a dream daily kind of thing. You just tune them normal, like basic bolt-on stuff, and they'd be perfect. It makes tons of power and all that. And then as of recently this year, I picked up a 97 E36 that I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with. It's got like kind of like a drift car setup right now. I've been trying to get more into like that stuff, and it's got the 4-cylinder in it, so I've kind of been looking at motors, and 5-cylinder's been a candidate for a little bit, and I've been kind of thinking about that, or like a K series or LS or other stuff. So I got stuff to think about, a few things to research.